Just a bit about, I was really impressed with the way the team ended. I realized they didn't win, but it was a heck of a fight, and I know you seem to be pretty impressed with that part too.
Absolutely. I thought the effort was there. The execution wasn't at times, but they never quit, and I think that we've grown up quite a bit since the pre-conference season. Before, we would have gotten down and we'd have stayed down, but there's a lot of fight in these ladies, and they showed that. They made big plays. You could see the excitement team-wise from the bench to the players on the floor, and that's, as a coach, what you want, because that excitement's contagious. We missed 11 free throws. You can go back and talk about pretty much anything about the game, but I think ultimately that's where we lost the game. We don't shoot the ball well enough still, so we have to take advantage of every opportunity we get. And to get to the line 32 times and not take advantage of that was our demise. And credit to SIUE, they did make their free throws. But as a coach, I don't believe in moral victories at all. Well, we lost the game. We're 1-1 in the conference, but I saw a lot out of my kids that I've been waiting to see, and I think we can use that going forward.
With 2018, we always talk about resolutions and things like that. What are some of the key things that you would like to see before you guys hit the road in this next week?
I'd love to see some shots go in the basket. We work on it. We work on it a lot. We do a lot of drills with shooting. We do a lot of free throw drills, but ultimately it's confidence and it's an individual thing. So I really believe if the shots start going in with the defense effort I'm getting, that we're going to upset some people and we're going to win some games on the road that maybe we shouldn't, or maybe even pull a game at home that people aren't expecting us to win. But the resolution stays the same, is we're going to work hard and we're going to do everything we can to put these ladies in a position to win, whether that be scout or offenses that we run. We just feel like that we just have to start taking advantage of some of the opportunities that we're getting, that we're not necessarily scoring the basketball when we need to. The other night, we got consecutive stops 3 or 4 times, and that's all you can ask from your defense, but we got to be able to score the basketball. So when we ever figure out both ends, I think we're going to be a team that could be there in the end.
We've seen Janika at point guard. We've seen Kishanen. We've seen Jasmine. We've seen multiple people bring up the ball. Who do you feel like is going to be the consistent bring the ball up person? That's not a technical term, but how do you feel about point guard?
Right now, Jasmine's had to take over that role. I've said all along that we didn't have a lead guard this year, and that's the most important position on the floor. And I have had all my success over the years because I've had good point guards. And so Jasmine is taking over that role. She's doing a good job. She's not turning the ball over. We're going to still continue to rotate people that are supposedly point guards in that position, but we haven't found anybody that's been consistently doing the things that we need them to do. So for right now, we're asking Jazz to play out of position just like every other player on our team is doing right now. But she's done a really good job of accepting the role thus far.
Tell us about Southeast Missouri and challenges they bring to you.
They're a very good team as far as they got a great point guard, and that's always difficult. She does a really good job. They've got a new coach, and you can tell the excitement's there in their program, and they play hard. They're going to be bigger than we are, which every team is, so that's, the size and the rebounding is always a concern. They are definitely as athletic as we are, so we're going to have to make sure that we take good angles. We're going to have to make sure that we go by the scout and pressure the people that need to be pressured, and we need to make them beat us from the outside. I think that stats show that. Plus, the one thing that has killed us this year defensively is straight line drives to the basket. We've got to do a better job of that. But they're going to come in and give us all we want for sure. We've got to be ready.
The rebounding effort seems to have improved as the year has gone on. It's obviously important, but how much have they bought into your rebounding system?
I think they've understood. When we go back and we show them film and we go back and show them the stats, and we've just been killed on the boards all year. And we've been out-rebounded in the first 2 conference games as well, but we haven't given up as many offensive rebounds. We held that team the other night that had some very big girls to 11 offensive rebounds. That was another key to us being able to stay in the game. So I think that they're finally starting to understand that when Coach says teams can't beat us on their first shot, that she's right. But teams can beat us when they consecutively get extra shots, because you almost always end up with a dagger 3 off offensive boards because you're scrambling out of your defense. Ball gets kicked to a shooter, and they almost always knock it down. So we are limiting the other team's possessions when we rebound the basketball, and that's something that's big for us because we need to take more shots than the other team does each night.
Do you feel like some of the offensive struggles have come from the fact that players are playing out of position? Jazz playing a lot of point guard. She seems to be struggling a little bit with her shot, other players as well. Do you feel like that's a key issue?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're asking kids to be in different positions on the floor than they've ever been before, and they're not as comfortable. I mean, you know, we're asking KJ to play post. KJ's not a post. She's not a post. But we're asking her to do things in that area because she's one of the biggest kids we have. She's not as comfortable with her back to the basket. I mean, you know, we're trying to develop that part of her game. She's a fifth-year senior, and we're still staying at practice, and we're trying to develop her back to the basket game. That she's never been asked to do that before, but she is willing to take on that challenge because we have to have that. So definitely, I don't necessarily know that that's causing the shooting woes, but it's definitely keeping us off balance offensively. We don't have post players. Crane is the only one that we really have right now. She's having to play way too many minutes, but she's doing a good job, and she's accepted her role, and been really proud of her.
I know you look at one game at a time, but since we won't talk to you again before Saturday, or at least I won't have a chance to, take on Maddie Waldrop and UT Martin Saturday night. Well, just kind of the weirdness of that to you approach a game having to game plan against her.
Right. Well, it's bittersweet. Bitter because it's difficult to go up against your own player, but it's sweet because we're so proud of her. I mean, she's done an amazing job in her freshman season. We're always watching them. We're always keeping up with the stats. The first question after the game is, how'd Maddie do? We love her. She's one of mine. It doesn't matter what uniform she wears. So she'll be a difficult person for us to stop. She'll be added to the scouting report, and we'll have to but find a way to hold her back. But they've got a lot of great players. So, you know, we're going to go into most games being the underdog. That's just part of it. Saturday night's no different. But for me, again, it will be a moment where that proud moment when I see her run out there. But it'll also be a little bit bitter because she's on the opposing team. But really proud of her. She's playing for a great guy in Kevin, and so we'll just see where that night takes us.
Outside of Maddie Waldrop, UT Martin, you mentioned it. They're a great team. They took Belmont to the wire. Maybe should have even gotten that win. What do you see out of them just from an offensive standpoint? Is it a regular system out of Kevin where they spread it and shoot the three, or do they find themselves focusing more inside? Oh,
they have a lot of sets and that you have to be able to guard, but they have basketball players. They have playmakers. The Spry kid's one of the best shooters. Or Spry, I'm not sure. Yeah, she's one of the best shooters in the conference. I mean, if you leave her open, she's going to make you pay for it. And they just got a lot of kids that can hurt you in a lot of different ways. But they're basketball players. They're high IQ. If you make a mistake defensively, they're going to make you pay for it, and then they're going to get after you defensively. They're a team that's going to trap and full court pressure, and they're going to change up their defenses quite a bit to kind of keep you off balance. So they have a lot of weapons, and Maddie's one of them. Maddie's playing outside for them, and she's knocking down shots. She can go inside out, and you know, you're talking about 6'2" kids out on the wing. So rebounding is going to be a big key for us again Saturday night.